Let's finish this. So I think so far so good. Now I've managed to resist the temptation to just pack it full of plants already, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna, right? You know, it's me at the end of the day. I love the plants, but I will keep them down low. That's one thing I'm gonna do. If I do put lots of stems in, keep them trimmed low. And keep that thick carpet just down low, either side, gap in the middle, and just really try my best to maintain that look. The problem is I just love a jungly look. I think that's why I always let my plants grow wild, is because I'm quite happy to see them do so. I mean, you've only got to look at these tanks, for example. Like, this is the dirted tank I did. It looks amazing in my eyes. Why would I cut it back? But I'm going to have to. And in fact, I'm going to use some of this limnophila and some of these rotalas here in the setup that we've just done, as in, you know, that setup, because I want to fill in those back areas. And I only want to take a little bit off the top of these, so that works out perfectly. A little bit off the top of those, into the top over in that tank, and you know, it'll just grow nice and steady, just peeking over the top, nothing too high to start with, and just keep it looking great. More examples of me letting plants overgrow, more examples of me letting plants overgrow. Look at that moss, it's fantastic, isn't it? I'm going to be stealing some of that for sure. I mean, in an ideal world, like, I just leave this as it is and they'd stay in there, they'd love it, but they'll get too big. Let's move them over. But obviously before we move them over, I just want to get those last plants in, the last bits of details, the little bits of moss, all that sort of thing. Get that in, and then we can get those little piggies just swimming around in the water. Whoa. Lights out. Cheers, just the right timing. Battery on this thing lasts forever usually, but right when you need it, right, I better charge that up. %, oh, that's enough. We have light, and also, you know, doors are open for extra light because it is hot again, but all the temperature's good. We're all good temperature wise in the studio. Right, so as I said before, I was rudely interrupted by the light breaking out. We want to get our stems together now, start collecting them up. I'm going to take trim-ins, I'm going to go down into my plant vat storagey thing down the bottom there. Right, so I don't know how well it come across on camera, but there's actually quite a lot of hair algae. I'm going to take the plants and do a bleach dip in them. So this is 5% bleach in a water solution. Big leaf plants you can put in for 3 minutes. Small leaf delicate plants put in for 2 minutes. Take them out and then put them in a load of clean water with 3 times the amount of dechlorinator you'd usually use, and that should fix things. You'll kill off the algae will probably still be on there, but you'll see that it will go like a pinky orangey colour over the course of a day, and that means it's dead and all gone. Best way to make sure there's no algae on your plants.
so that's all the plants prepped, ready to go, de-algified or whatever you want to call it. I want to put them in the tank now, but what I need to do first is drop that water level a little bit. I mean, there's no need to have it this full, and just planting will be really difficult. So I'll bring it down to about here, and then it's just easy to get all the stems and everything in the background, and then we can top it back up again. It's actually been a few days since I filled this up. Might not seem it on video, but it is, and as you can see, look, there's a nice film on the top. There's no filter in the tank at the moment, obviously, but crystal clear.
Well, everything's set and ready to go. Now, I'm going to be placing in the prepared plants first. That's hard to say. It's not that hard to say because I just said it. And then I'm going to be looking around the studio for trimmings. I've got quite a few tanks now that are a little bit overgrown, so I can just take off the tops of the stem plants in those and put them in as well. So we're going to have some really established plants from the start. So this little beauty of a tank is one I set up quite a few months ago now, but it's a dirted tank capped off with sand. But just look at that growth. So we've got, there, Limnophila, Sesosinophila, and Rotala rotundifolia here. And it's starting to loop over. It all needs trimming right back, and this couldn't have come at a more perfect time, because then we can just trim it, put it straight over into the goldfish tank.
So this is interesting, look. This is like a flowering kind of... Oh, it's not focused. There we go. Oh, we've got a little snail on there as well. It's like a little flowering bit that's sent up from this dwarf sage. So it's kind of like a mini Amazon sword, I guess, if you like. So it sends this up to the surface to grow out the top, because obviously I think in the wild or in nature, these would grow at the edge of the river. So they'd sort of be in and out of water as sort of the water level rises and falls. I'm guessing anyway, but yeah, so you know, anything that flowers is obviously not designed to be underwater. There's our little flower look on the end. Awesome. I'm still gonna have to trim it though. Well, I would say we've managed to do really well out of that small little nano tank. We've got loads of Limnophila there, loads of Rotala, we've got mixes there. There's the Hatrala, that's properly red. Red as red, or pinky red. And then this is the Rotala rotundifolia. You can see it's got a hint of pink to the underside of the leaves, that's where it's so close to the light, but predominantly it's a greeny sort of browny yellowy colour. So the mix of the two is going to look really good in our tank. And I've only picked out the really long bits as well, because we're going to need to plant them quite deep to make sure that they're anchored in, because obviously goldfish like to push the sand around, and if we get them nice and deep, then that won't be a problem.
So I took out all the water there because it was just like really cloudy from all the planting. It would have cleared up with a filter, but let's start nice and fresh. The water had been in there a few days as well, to be honest. But now we need to get the filter moved across to this aquarium. So the awesome thing is that this tank has already got its own really well established filter. So I don't have to do anything in terms of cycling that new tank. All I've got to do is move the whole filter across, job done. I already dechlorinated all the water as well, so that won't harm any of the beneficial bacteria, whoa, I said that fast, living in the current filter. We're up and running, which is good to see. I've been waiting for this for a long time. But there's one thing I want to add to this aquarium that's missing at the moment. I'm really happy with all the planting now. Look, we've got little details popping through everywhere. So the background plants that I planted are quite shallow actually. They're quite short and you can't see a lot of them. There's some good stuff showing already from the Rotala, but there's even more that's tucked behind the rock, which eventually is just going to sort of come right up. Well, I won't let it come right up because that's the point of this. We're keeping it sort of open, but it'll get thick and dense in those two areas. What I would like to see though, in that back corner right there, well not corner, in the middle, but you know what I mean, in that pathway, is just a load of that moss that's in the other tank, just in that back section there, hiding the sort of horizon between the background and the gravel and sand. So I think that'll just look really good. Keep this bit here completely open though, like there's a pathway leading to something, but then just have it going into that sort of dark green mossy patch. Obviously this is the moss I'm talking about. Look at that, it's like thick. I said it, never mind. Keeping it in, we're keeping it real. So this top bit here is actually attached to a rock somewhere right in the depths of it, but I think that'll be really good just to sort of place in that back area. You won't see a lot of it, you'll just see a little bit, a little crown, so that's perfect. Look at how crazy that is. That's all attached to one little sort of pebble. It's gonna look awesome over there though. Oh, it smells really nice. Like, smells naturey. Right, so despite a million reflections, hopefully you can now see what I was going for there. So you can't see where that back edge now meets the horizon, and I think that blends it in really well. I might even give it a trim up as well just to get it a little bit neater on that top, because I only want a little hint of it. I don't want it overtaken like it did before. But that's really cool. Loads of swim space like we designed. I will top the water up a little bit. I just didn't want it really full when I was putting my arms in it. It's all going to grow in thick as well in this area. In the corner there, I'm going to have the Rotala growing up and the Limnophila. That's going to go really green and really poppy. It's going to look insane once that grows in. And this side as well, going to sort of build it up to where you top of where you see that inlet there. That's sort of the level I want it to arc across in. So if we step back, you can still see there's going to be an absolute ton of swim room. I mean, this tank goes back quite far as well, so sense of depth isn't very good when you've got a water-filled container, but there's about 30 centimeters in the front there, half the tank in fact, before you hit any sort of hardscape. Loads and loads of swim room. This is going to look cool. Shall we put the fish in next video? No, let's put the fish in. Let's put the fish in this video. Let's do this. You are going to your new home, guys. Oh, look at them. They're so cool. If you notice there, I picked them up with my hands. I just feel like picking up strong fish, and they are strong. They can swim very, very hard when they want to. I just think picking them up with my hands is a lot smoother than a rough net that, you know, scratch on their out slime coat and all that, but my hands are much softer. But let's put you in your new tank, guys.
Right guys, excuse the quality, but I've just switched off the main light just so they can get accustomed to the tank and just settle in a bit better. They were hiding right at the back. Well, apart from Ghost, who was just bossing it. But Ember and Pumpkin, they were hiding right at the back corner, and now that they're properly exploring, which is what I wanted to do. I don't want them to be scared, do I? So keep that light off for a little while. They've got that light coming in, which seems to be quite nice, and they seem to like... They obviously feel safe, or they wouldn't be out in the open, so that's good. Just leave them alone for a little bit, and I'll come back and film them when they've settled in more. So I've just come in to have another look at him. Ember's not shy, don't worry about that. He'll be there. He'll be out in 2 seconds. There we go, look. Straight away, Ember's happy again. Let's sort out that white balance. There we go. Oh, he looks so cool in this light, doesn't he? It's really, really vibrant, and that's exactly what I wanted to go for as well. Massive swim room for him. I might just stick with the 3 guys. I mean, there is room for more. Should we add a 4th member? Go back to having 3 Ranchu crew, and then the Oranchu as well as an extra in Ember, because obviously Ember's not the same breed or morph, if you like, of goldfish as the other 2. Oh, they're loving it though. I love the way that Ember swims. La 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 la. So good.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this build, guys. I know I have, and this is kind of just a start, really. It's going to grow really good. It's going to look amazing. I already know that. I can see it now, actually, like in a month's time. I can already see that. I've got enough experience with aquascaping now to be able to see ahead and how our tank is going to look. So make sure you stick around. Make sure you subscribe, because there's loads more to come from this aquarium.